Hello to everyone. It's a real pleasure for us to present you today our project 2, From School to Home, that we've submitted to the CHI Student Design Competition 2022. We were encouraged as part of our master's degree in interaction design at Université Laval to propose a solution that expresses our gratitude, affection, kindness, or appreciation to communities in this difficult time. Without further ado, my team Genevieve, Jade, Aurelie, and myself, Anne-Marie, will describe our design process that led us to our final design proposition. The classroom is a small community, a reflection of society. It is in a classroom that teachers educate the citizen of tomorrow. In this environment, children will acquire the tools to shape their personality, learn to communicate, and live better in society. Therefore, teachers have a very important role to play, but they often find themselves having to defend their interests and argue about the value of the profession, since teaching is an occupation, not a calling. In Canada, more specifically in Quebec, nearly 25% of new teachers leave the profession within the first 7 years of their career. To practice their profession, they must no longer simply get a university degree, but must now adapt to the heterogeneity of their public, use new technologies, perform administrative tasks, cooperate with their colleagues, and consider a series of ethical rules. Since the beginning of the pandemic, an additional burden has been added to their already saturated workload, including the management of online courses, sanitization of teaching tools, and replacement of absent colleagues. Even though the teaching profession is regularly covered in the media, the school remains a closed place, and parents do not often hear about what really goes on behind the walls. Children do not necessarily want to talk about what happens in the classroom. But for a child to develop positively, education must take place at home as well as at school. So parents are key players in their child's learning. The trust and autonomy they give to teachers in the application of their teaching methods is essential for the child's success. In Quebec's current situation, teachers are leaving their profession at a catastrophic rate because they are stressed and overworked. Moreover, the pandemic context intensified the situation. The community is currently witnessing an emotional desynchronization of the school system actors, which has the effect of amplifying the existing problem.
During the ethnographic research process, qualitative research methods were used to collect data and observe the behavior of various actors. Therefore, we developed our comprehension of the teaching context in Quebec, as well as the relationship between the school system actors. In order to have a better understanding of the project's context, we began by listening what schools actors had to say. We conducted 9 interviews with parents, teachers, and school principals from different socioeconomic context schools. These interviews provided a better understanding of the current state of teaching in Quebec, as well as the ongoing frustrations that teachers are experiencing. We also conduct 2 methods of immersive observations during our research phase, including 3 non-participant and 5 participant observation sessions. To make sure we had a wide range of results, these activities took place in a 2nd, a 5th, a special education, and a yoga class, as well as an emergency call center. These last observation strategies were used as extreme cases. They pointed out more insidious behavior that we will probably not have perceived normally. The ethnographic research provided great insights regarding the problem. According to teachers, feeling valued, supported, and sustained when implementing the methods used for the child's success are signs of gratitude in themselves. It's the slap in the back they need to keep going. This idea allowed us to develop the main design opportunity that shaped this whole project. This image represents the interactions between teachers, parents, and children. Unanimously, the child is at the heart of the concern. Parents are key players in their child's learning, and the trust and autonomy they give to teachers in the application of their teaching methods is essential for the child's success.
During the ideation phase, we explored different shapes and features in collaboration with teachers, given the closed context in which the product will be built in. This iterative process led to a few redefinitions of the main concept idea and led us to consider few possible solutions before the final one emerged. Afterwards, interviews were conducted with 4 elementary school teachers in order to gather their impressions on the usage sequence of the product system and to improve the overall experience. a preliminary ergonomic evaluation was also conducted with users to validate the desired size and shape for the future steps of the solution's development. Our final proposal, Do, is a product system that acts as a medium between the teacher and the parent through the child. It is a product system composed of an interactive play-based object accompanied by an application available on computer and mobile on which the messages recorded by the students will be shared. Do is a part of a sensory experience that allows the different actors to promote gratitude and well-being together.
Directed by the teacher, the child highlights on the spot a good move. The device recognizes the student's fingerprints and associates it directly with his profile on the application. The voice message, of a maximum of 30 seconds, allows the child to learn how to express and communicate his emotions. The message communicated by the child is then sent to the teacher's application. Once heard, the teacher will then be able to decide if he wants to forward it to the parent. The parent receives on the application the message from his child. The message allows for follow-up at home. It is then possible for the parent to send an appreciation message to the teacher using a bank of predetermined messages or stickers. All the positive messages received will make Do fill up with gratitude. The positive messages received will be made visible to the teacher via his application. In the classroom, a small gauge will show all the gratitude received. The more messages Do gets of good moves and follow-ups, the more intense his light will be. Do allows parents to strengthen their trust in teachers by allowing them to become aware of the positive impact of using certain teaching methods. Children to better communicate their emotion by highlighting good moves done in class and to enhance their sense of pride. Teacher to feel valued in their profession by achieving autonomy in their teaching methods.
Gratitude expands ways of thinking and helps to build more sustainable social relationships, resulting in increased teachers' fulfillment at work. In the current climate, where teachers are leaving the profession at a catastrophic rate because they are stressed and overworked, a more focused attention on gratitude, trust, and autonomy would reverse this trend. Because it is in a classroom that we educate the adults of tomorrow.